Okay, the Ralph stuff. So Ralph was has been in Mexico for over a year now. He brought Pantsu to Mexico. He lived with her for a while in the avocado house that was an Airbnb, and then he had an issue and decided that uh, when she decided to leave, she decided that he was physically abusive. There was a recording of him that dropped where he was threatening her, threatening to kill her. And both Pantsu and Faith have alleged that he has put his hands on their necks, which is a very aggressive and threatening thing to do, in case you're unaware of that. So she left. He took a trip out to see Dick Masterson. During that trip, she left him, took the baby, and left. Since then, he's been alone with his cats, who he has repeatedly said are the only people who love him. And then a couple of weeks ago, he started taking pictures with a very young woman who was obviously a lady of the night, and but apparently it was some kind of relationship thing, he likes to say. So he said, I met this after weeks of people wondering what was going on with this lady. He announced that they had broken up, and I think this was yes, this was after he was supposed to go to Taxco, which is Tejo, which is a town in western Mexico, in a state which is very well known for being like a cartel place, like an actual ground zero, occupied state, zero legitimate government, civil war tier part of Mexico. So he decided later that he was not going to go to Taco or Tasco, and instead met her halfway because he traveled from Merida to Mexico City. And I want to say that from Tasco to Mexico City and from Merida to Mexico City, it's like the same distance. So they met halfway. And then shortly after that meetup, Ralph posted this statement saying, I met this amazing girl a few months ago. She really loved me for some reason. I loved her too, and I still do. A simple and stupid fight turned into a very nasty one. So that's the end of that. Denise really is one of the best people I know on this earth, and she did so much to help me. I hope we can be on good terms again someday, and I'm sorry that I hurt her like I always end up doing. That's the last thing I wanted to do. Regardless, the show must go on. Kill Stream returns tomorrow. So there were many speculations as to what happened. The prevailing theory was that he had ran out of money and could no longer afford her services, so he figured he would announce that they had broken up. However, Faith Vickers, if you remember, his baby mama number one, reached out to this lady who had an Instagram account via Instagram DMs and asked her what had actually happened, and then asked her for permission to share their private exchange. So I'll read this. Danae Moreno says, "Hey Faith, sorry for not helping sooner. I can't do a Mexican accent. I can just do a Ralph told me not to do it, that you just wanted to fuck him up. I'm very scared. Ralph tried to kill me. Luckily, I managed to get out. He is really crazy. He is a criminal, and he does not deserve to be free." Faith says in reply, "I'm so sorry that happened. Are you safe away from him and in a good place at least?" She says, "Yes. Rent another place and it is safe." Faith says, "I am sincerely praying for you. If you have any information for where he may be, I am in contact with his other ex who he also threatened, and who is also his daughter's mother. She also has a restraining order. And if he is in any danger of harming her, I would like to pass on that info. If you like the paperwork, blah, 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 please let me know if you need anything." And she says, "I'm sorry you had to go through a situation like that. Ralph shouldn't be free. He's a criminal. I don't understand why there are people who follow him." Faith replies saying, "Bless, I'm glad you got out. Myself, his ex before you, and his ex before me have all restraining orders against him. Me and one of his ex's orders are specifically for violence because of his addiction and behavior. Again, I promise not to share any of this. God bless and stay safe. Denise says, yes, I know he lives in Merida and he is staying at the Casa Cor Boutique Suite in Baja California. Baja California, so that's on the east or the west side under actual. It's Baja California is the little dingle. It's like the heel of the stiletto for Mexico. So he moved from Merida all the way across to Baja California. Faith says, bless you, is it okay if I give this information to people who are currently trying to have him serve paperwork in the States? She says, thank you very much. Could you provide me with information that shows Ralph is a violent person? She says, okay, and then gives him her restraining order. She says, thank you. Gives her more restraining orders. She says, of course, you can give him the information. More of the restraining order. A Washington Post article. She says, thank you very much for sending me all this information. I don't know whether to proceed legally. My parents know absolutely nothing about him. I'm very sad that they find out he's an ugly person inside and out, and I would like you to provide me with proof of his racism. I didn't know it was. He is an incredibly toxic person. What a shame people like that exist. She provides her some tweets. Lady says, he is shameless. Yesterday he almost killed me and he still has the nerve to post her about me. I just returned home and I realized that he's also posting about me on Instagram to make me look bad. What a pathetic way to want attention. I already blocked him from everywhere. It's good that I realize what a trash person he really is. Faith then asked permission to post their conversation. She says, yes, you can publish it. I give you my consent. No woman is safe with Ralph. So this got out there, and there are some thoughts about this chat, because she is a true-blooded, genuine Mexican woman, and Ralph is a filthy gringo living in Mexico in a legally dubious way. Now, Mexicans have like 8 kids each. So if she lives in one of those big cartel states and she is probably one of 8 kids, and, you know, her mother or father each have, 7 siblings each, and they each have 8 kids of their own, there is like a 100% chance, almost impossible to avoid, that one of her cousins is in the cartel. And if at least one of her cousins is in the cartel, then he has the context necessary to end Ralph's life. I've replied to this and I say to Ralph, get out of Mexico. Because I've mentioned this on stream before. The 2 rules to getting by in any foreign country, doesn't matter if it's North Korea or Russia or Ukraine or the Philippines or Mexico, the 2 rules that you follow to not die in a foreign country is, 1, don't talk politics. Someone says, what are your thoughts on Putin? What are your thoughts on Crimea? You don't know. You're a dumb American. You have no opinion on anything. You don't know what Crimea is. You've never heard of Vladimir Putin. That's a name that's not familiar to you. You are only here to spend American money as a tourist. That's it. You have no opinions. And that right there solves 50% of your problems. And then the other 50% of your problems can be solved by not fucking around with the local women. If you manage to avoid doing these 2 things, you will not die in a foreign country. Almost guaranteed. So he's violated one of those rules pretty badly. And just by her accusation, you don't want to go to Mexican jail. That's not a good idea. That's a bad idea. So I say he should leave, because there's no reason to stay. He has no ties to this country, Mexico. He has no gain in being there. He has literally no reason to stay in Mexico, and many reasons at this point to leave. And he doesn't have to go back to the United States. He can go to Argentina or Argentina sounds like a good place. Why not? It's basically a white country in terms of climate. Very, very cheap too. Though it is haunted by demons, as I found out recently. But as I said, get out of Mexico. And then I mentioned that he had like blocked me on Telegram and deleted our entire conversation history. He literally sends me a message saying, should I get out of Mexico? He says, I didn't try to kill her, but there was a heated argument. So Ralph hates me. He's calling me a pedophile on Twitter, but he values my opinion. And when I say you should get out of Mexico, he's like, "Oh, maybe I should." So he messages me, a guy he hates, for my expert expat opinion. Like, have I fucked up? Should I leave the country? Yeah, you should, buddy. You done goofed. This is not a good situation to be in. Um, then I mentioned it on Zitter, and he replies to that and says, like, I did not attempt to kill her. I have nothing more to say on this matter. And then I realized that I was shocked he replied. So I said, get out of Mexico, you idiot. And he replied to that saying, maybe I should go to Texas. Like, yeah, buddy, maybe you should. So this came about after this conversation. He had a Twitter space with some guy called Slavo Pancakes, I think. But I want to skip that. There's a part like in the middle. I want to say. I think this is about where I was started listening.
I want to be clear. No,
of course. No, why would you do that?
No hits on anybody. They're putting a hit on me. It's about lying. It's about, like, I wouldn't tell what I was going to do next anyway, because that just gives people,
Good. And if I ever see you doing that, I'm gonna get in your DMs and
where is the part I want to listen to?
My two cats hate each other. It's honest and a disservice to not come out here.
Wait, I want to go to where Salvo leaves. I think is where I'm looking at.
I mean, even if I knew exactly what I was gonna do, which I just might, by the way. Why would I get on Twitter and tell my enemies are listening to this right now too? You know what I mean? So that would be.
Yeah, he's fucked up. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Fuck. Now, do I want bad things to happen off bullshit? No, of course not. But a part of me is willing to let it ride as well. And if they had anything, they would have put it out. And where is it? Where is it?
So that's him debating where is the evidence. I don't think he understands that it's not about evidence, about the evidence. It's about not getting in this situation to begin with and not going to Mexican trial where they present the evidence at that point. You want to avoid this. You want to avoid all this. Because guess what? Outside the U.S., the country United States, evidence don't mean shit.
Where are the photographs? Where are the anything? Witnesses? Like, none of this shit fucking happened. There was an argument, I'll say that. But everything else is complete bullshit. And I know they're listening in right now too, by the way. And if you have it, put it out. Because a lot of women over a decade have tried to shut me down, usually with weirder shit than this, but it does happen. And I'm not going to be shut down unless it's in like...
That's a weird admission I didn't pick up on. Usually with weaker shit than this. So he's admitting that whatever happened with this woman is worse than Pantsu, worse than Faith, and worse than that old woman that he fucked around with. I forgot the name of. But he's saying that it's worse than all of that. It's worse than the revenge porn. It's worse than the domestic with Pantsu that caused her to leave. He's admitting that.
Brave or a jail cell. So I've said that before on air, and I wasn't joking. I wasn't joking at all. And so I'm still deciding what to do. I think Salvo might be right, honestly. That's just time to come back. And let the chips fall where they may. But also the things that are being claimed, there's no evidence behind them besides people just saying shit. Well, that's not evidence. So, again, I completely deny any type of attempted murder charge And I shouldn't say this on air, but I wouldn't have to attempt murder if I wanted to do that. It would just be a murder charge. So I shouldn't say that because that's kind of controversial. But then they're going through and saying, "Oh, what did he say about Mexicans? What did he say about this and that?" I'm a fucking entertainer, dude. I've talked all kinds of shit about everybody, including myself, including right now.
So let's review his defense. Number one, there ain't no evidence besides her testimony. Number two, so what if I hate beaners and spics? Fuck them. I'm an entertainer, bish. Number three, it's not that I have any reservations of murdering women. It's just that I know I would do it. I wouldn't hesitate, and I wouldn't almost do it. I would actually just kill her. Those are really, really unpersuasive arguments, especially if your jury is a member of the MS-13 and not actually 13 members of your peers. Okay, that's not your defense. That strategy at that point.
So if you have something, put it out. Because all I've seen is two harpies commiserating about how they missed the Ralpha dick. And I can't say that I blame them, to be honest with you. Because it's damn good. But if you have anything, put it out. Don't bullshit. Don't, oh, what? This order? Oh, I have a DVRO against Faith Vickers, with Faith Vickers. By the way, I signed that willingly. I admitted to 0 crimes during that DVRO because I did not commit any crimes. A person who I'm not supposed to speak about legally has testified in court that those things didn't happen. So, again, you don't really have anything. I mean, I did plead no contest to revenge porn. That's true. Like, I mean, I can't lie. I can't lie about that. Although my lawyer would have just absolutely fucking destroyed. I should have let her, but I thought I was doing the right thing because my daughter was about to be born. Somebody's daughter was about to be born, and it's like, well, let's just get it out of the way and clear it off. But clearly, it was a mistake.
You know what's really funny about this is that you can see down there it says 275 others. At the end of this call, he says something like, "Wow, what a great..." Actually, let me see if I can just skip to the last minute and clip that because it's really funny.
I don't want to say too much more because, there could be other considerations that I'm not, I'm not a lawyer, right? And so I don't want to say too many things that could be, used against me or twisted against me. So I just want to put my side of it out there because I damn sure see a lot of bullshit and lying motherfuckers putting their side out there. So I just wanted to do that myself, and
I just want to put my own bullshit out.
Very, very, very soon. And I appreciate you guys listening. Good night.
I thought it was at the very end. It's not. He says something like, thanks for the huge turnout. I should do more Twitter spaces. Like thinking that the 300 viewers that came out to listen to his Twitter space were there just because they enjoy Ralph Amale content and not because he's only streaming to Twitter and he was just accused of murder or attempted murder by his like prostitute girlfriend in Mexico that he might get killed because of. Like, it's not a usual circumstance for the stream or its audience, Ralph. But afterwards, he has apparently said that they have made amends. I will read the messages. Ralph says, "I talked to Denise today. She was angry at me when she wrote those things, and rightfully sorry." I talked to Denise today. She was angry at me when she wrote those things, and rightfully so. I was angry when I posted my BS, although not rightfully so. I still care about her so much. She told me I could always show you guys some of what we discussed. I wish her nothing but the best. And he says, it's okay. I won't say bad things about you again. I hope you do the same. And then he says, I won't say nothing bad about you. I hope you'll still remember some of the good times we had together. The blank messed me up again. It was perfect until that. You are completely free to guess what the fuck that blurred out bit is, because it's so small that there's a very, very, very small number of things that could possibly go there. I was thinking maybe Coke, but the word "the" is even as big as the blackout. It makes me think if it's like X, like ecstasy, because I don't think the word Zans would fit in there. That's like a for Coke, pills, maybe pills. Might be a cum. Oh, that would fit. Cum would fit in fine. The cum messed me up again. Yeah. He was fucking cranked out on that cum. He couldn't get enough of it. It's either that or just the letter X, as in like ecstasy. Can ecstasy make you violent? It's called the love drug, but it's like an upper, isn't it? Tell me, chat. It's got to be pills. It just doesn't. I don't think that would fit. I think if you add in spaces, it looks like it's just one letter. It's G. What's G? What would G be? What would G be? What does G stand for? GHB? GHB would have made him violent. What is GHB? G for gunt. He was high on that gunt grease. I see. GHB is meth? Here, what is GHB? Drug G. GHB. It's a party drug. So it's like ecstasy, right? What does it do? GHB is a why? Okay, druggies in chat, explain to me why do people willingly take date rape drugs? I understand the purpose of a date rape drug, but usually you inflict that on somebody. Why would you take a GHB drug yourself? Someone suggested in chat that it would be the letter G because it would explain him being violent and it would fit in one letter. Because I was assuming it would be X for ecstasy, but I don't think ecstasy makes you violent. In small doses, people like it with alcohol because druggies are retarded. Keynes is saying G for glass, as in methamphetamine. That I understand. That would make sense. Apparently, I'm pretty sure it's ice. Ice would fit. Ice would fit perfect in that. Yeah, it's ice. That's what he's saying. It's ice. That would because those letters are small. They would fit in, and they would be smaller than the word "the." I bet you that's it. It's ice. He's taking meth. It reminds me of this song. Hold up. What's the name of that song? Driving me crazy now. Wait, hold up. I have to look at my music playlist to find this song because it's one of my favorite songs when I was like 20, and I would listen to like the alternative music channel on the radio with my friends. So at the same time that I was listening to like Non-Point and shit. Oh man, my music playlist is like completely ruined because YouTube has deleted so many songs that I was a big fan of. I'm really butthurt if I can't find this. Ooh, I found it.
Just can't control it, hold it. I don't think I've eaten either. Alcohol is gonna kill my liver. I'm scared to death. How did I mess up my life? Feeling short of breath. Bad checks, they bounce, drain my account. Listen to the voice in my head announce. Man, quit this shit. Feeling down and out. Tired, but the one I got fired about. A week ago, punched the boss in the mouth. But I was wrong. I just wanna belong. And I got a pain.
Wait for the drop, chat. Wait for the drop.
I'm still up at the dawn.
It's a good song, chat. It's a good song. You know what? Fuck it. I will play it. I will play it on the outro. Song is fucking gay. Your mother is, chat. Okay. I believe it's Ice. Next. Wait, okay. Sorry, he blocks out an entire row there. He says, haha, I hope they are nice. I was thinking about that this morning. I hope you didn't mean it was all fake about you loving me. It wasn't fake for me. She says, I will not do anything about you. I will not follow a complaint, nor will I tell people where you live. She already did, though. Nor would I do you any physical harm. Ralph then says, can we be friends again someday? And then there's a big blank out. And then she replies, which I assume means no. And it says, and I'm an idiot for not learning Spanish for this long. Haha. You were right about that. Thank you for messaging me. You didn't owe me that. You could have just ignored me. Yes, maybe one day. It wasn't fake. I really loved you, but you hurt me a lot and I was angry. I said it just to make you feel bad, just like you make me feel bad. I understand. I do the same thing when I'm hurt. And that is the cover. Now, chat, do we believe this? Let's go to the polls. Let's have a democratic showdown poll. Do you believe that Denis forgives Ralph? I will give my hot take after this vote. Give me a second. I have to go pee really bad. I'll play you some music, chat.
Shop, my ring's gone. Such a disappointment to mom and dad. My skin itches, crabs grabbing in my nads. I've done become what I'd be laughing at back when I was sober with a stack of cash. Take off the edge with a bag of grass. Walk by the mirror, look at the jackass. What did I miss? Sick of this abyss. Diagnosis, terminal emptiness. Gritting my teeth and clench my fists. Hard to love anything when you stay pissed at yourself and your health deteriorates. Your face stays down on mirrors and plates. If I let a tear drop, I'll get hysterical. I'm praying, begging for a miracle.
I'm back. Let's look at the poll. Let's look at the poll arena with 112 participants. 18 people vote that Denis does actually forgive Ralph, and 96 people vote at 85% of the votes say he does not. Interesting. So quit LARPing as gender fluid on Telegram. It's tripping me out. I don't know what that means. Here's my hot take. One of two things happened. Option A, Ethan Ralph had owed her money, and the breakup, the fight was over the money. After she went to Faith, and after it became clear to Ralph that he might actually be in trouble, they agreed on a payment, and she received all her money and then some to put this behind. He also paid a little bit extra for the apology messages so that he could save face on Twitter. That is option A. Option B, and this is my pet favorite story, is that she intends to murder him but she knows this gringo has a USA passporto and can returno to Tejas at any time he pleases. So she's buttering him up, saying, "Oh, yes, yes, see, you are my one true love. I love you like I love tacos and burritos, see. Me man with the large pine, see." And as she's doing this, the MS-13 Caravan with their ISIS beheading equipment and 4K resolution, 8K resolution, Coach Red Pill drones are like en route as she's doing this to keep him in place just long enough for them to get there. That is, it's one of those two things. Either they found an agreeable amount of money to set this whole messy issue in the past, or she is buttering him up to keep him confident enough to stay in Mexico so that the wet work can commence. So that's the Ralph update. The Rekieta update, however, Rekieta had soft committed and backed out to a sober January, and then he reduced that from sober January to sober on stream January, I believe. And I haven't heard many updates from Rekieta this month, so I'm going to assume, and I'm pulling this completely out of my ass based on the sole assumption that I have not heard any retarded news about Rekieta in over a month, that Rekieta actually did manage to stay sober on stream for the entire month of January until yesterday. He had a hot tub stream with another couple. Kayla was there, as long as two people as I've never seen before. They were all drinking in the jacuzzi together, and it was an extremely, extremely awkward encounter. So let's go over that.
Thank you for watching this clip by Colonel J. This is the King of Bold here. Remember to like and subscribe. Juice!